Oh man, so what is going on with Luna? This is an emergency video because Luna is down 4%, but what's more important is Bitcoin is up 0.8% today. It's managed to bounce from 43,000, trying to turn its way back up. I made a video earlier explaining whether Bitcoin is actually going to rally from here or if it's a dead cat bounce. Go watch that. But in this video, we're going to be looking at Luna and trying to understand what is going on, because if Bitcoin is green, if we go other altcoins moving 2 or 3%, why is Luna down 4% today? We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to look at the key levels. I'm going to explain what I think is going on and what I'm doing with my Luna position. So make sure you stay tuned. Hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. These videos are brought to you by NordVPN. Yes, if you're not staying safe in crypto, check out the links in the description. Ijaz.uk/NordVPN. Get yourself set up on a VPN. Make sure you're staying safe in crypto. Now, let's head on over to the chart, and you can see Bitcoin was managing to pick up some strength from 43,000. Now, we know this is a critical level. If this is a dead cat bounce, we could be seeing lower levels, as shown by my white arrow there. But this video is not about Bitcoin. Go watch my video uploaded a couple of hours earlier. I explained exactly what is going on in the market. Is this a dead cat bounce, and what does it mean for the wider crypto market? But today, what I want to discuss is why are we bleeding here on Luna? Why are we seeing these red candlesticks coming in, down 4% now, and Luna is suddenly sitting at $103? If you guys watch my videos from 2 days ago, I created a video saying, is it too late to invest in Luna? At that point, we were sitting at 120, and loads of people in the private course member live streams, in the Discord, here on YouTube, were asking me, is it too late to get into Luna? How do I get into Luna? People wanted to FOMO in at $120. And in that video, I explained you need to wait for the pullback. You need to wait for the pullback, and you want to start nibbling progressively with larger bites of investments as and when the price starts to pull back to its long-term trend. And as you can see, just 36 hours later, you're getting the opportunities. You had the opportunities at 105 yesterday. Now you're getting your price point at 103. Hopefully, not financial advice. You guys who hadn't been lucky enough to enter Luna at earlier price are starting to get nibbling now. Not going all in, because yes, we can see Bitcoin is still at a critical level. The whole market can continue to fall slightly, but we need to get our limit orders ready. We need to start getting our positions in case this is a short bounce at 43 for Bitcoin before heading higher. Now, what are we seeing here? If we head over to the 4-hourly chart, you can see here we're well below our EMA ribbon, right? But we're starting to head towards our long-term trend. Can you see the long-term trend here? Well, the intersection of this trend comes at roughly $100, okay? If it falls steeply, you could be seeing 98, but that's roughly where we'll come to test this line. You'll also see our 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart coming in for some support here, which is good. So hopefully we can start to see some support around this area. This is what I'm looking at for some support here around this kind of an area for Luna. Okay, so we'll put that about here. We want to see some support around this area. Now, let's take a look. So on the 4-hourly, we've lost our EMA ribbon. This is now bearish on the EMA ribbon. You're starting to see RSI head towards being oversold, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so we want to see. Last few times on the 4-hourly, it's never quite hit the fully oversold green level before starting to move to the upside. It kind of gets to where we're at now and then starts rotating to the upside. If we take a look at the daily chart, this is where you'll start to see that things make a lot more sense. Sometimes it's really important to just zoom out and understand the bigger picture. And you can see here, all that's happened so far is we're coming down to our EMA ribbon for some support. Nothing more, nothing less so far, right? We've not even touched the top of our EMA ribbon, which is just testament to the fact that Luna is moving so nicely. And even if you come all the way down to 198, 97, it's a perfect upward trend here for Luna, and we have nothing to worry about. In fact, on the daily chart, you'd have to be doing pretty badly on Luna. You'd need to close below about $89, $88 here on the daily chart to flip bearish on the daily chart for Luna. So as you can see from the previous impulse waves, big move to the upside, come back down, collect support from the ribbon. Big move to the upside, comes down, collect some support. Big move again, runs us up to 120, comes down to collect some support. This is still a strong upward trend from Luna. I wouldn't read too much into this right now, particularly from a technical perspective. Obviously, the wider market sentiment still have dropped. We can see Fear and Greed Index now sitting at 34. That is because Bitcoin flushed down to 43,000, okay? And the market is very volatile. It's very emotional, right? Emotional damage. And, you know, that's just how it is, right? So it drops to 34 as and when Bitcoin starts losing those key levels. Now, if we look at the wider markets, we can see the same thing, right? We can see the US markets today opening up slightly flattish red, right? So you got 0.6 down on the Dow, 0.1 flat S&P, and flat on the Nasdaq. So it just goes to show, after 2 horrible days in the stock space, risk has been off. Risk has been off because of the whole Fed drama scaring the markets. That is why Bitcoin has fallen down. But the key now is going to be, is Bitcoin creating a dead cat bounce, ready for bigger moves to the bigger moves to the downside, or has it actually found some real support of 43,000? Real support of 43,000 would mean we need to start venturing a move on Bitcoin back to the levels of 44.5. That's this line here, the white line across here. Okay, but lower targets could start meaning we end up breaking down from the larger wedge, which could mean some more lower levels down at 34, 33. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if you start entering this pattern, you don't want to be playing that game again. So coming on to Luna, what am I doing with Luna? Well, for me, I'm buying on the pullbacks. For me, because I've got a decent enough position in Luna, I was fortunate enough to be buying in nice and early. I'm going to be waiting for Luna to fall a bit more than this. If I didn't have a Luna position, I would definitely be nibbling now and nibbling more and more as and when we got closer to this level. But for me to be starting to enter Luna, I'd be looking at the $90, $92, $93 range for me to buy some more. But I'm comfortable with the fact that it may never get there. And that's the difference. That is why for you guys who don't have a position now, to avoid that FOMO and missed opportunity, you start nibbling. That way, if it doesn't fall anymore and it rotates and heads back to the upside, you've got some, right? But if it does, you can nibble progressively because you haven't burned all your cash in one go, throwing it all at $107, right? Imagine you did that yesterday. At $107 or $108, you threw all of your 10 grand you've got allocated to Luna into it in one go. Then it's going to become very difficult for you because now it drops to 103, it might drop to 100, it might drop to 98, and all that FOMO kicks in. The psychology becomes very difficult to manage. Now, the other thing we're seeing here on Luna is we're seeing a lot of profit taking. Don't be surprised if after each of these impulse waves to the upside, you get a little bit of profit taking, because a lot of people have done really well on Luna. And when you have a project where people have done really well, particularly VC funds and people who got in really early stages on the IDOs, you need to be careful, because they will want to take profits and they're going to want to allocate to other projects. So they're not playing the same game as you and I, where we're buying at normal market prices. They got in at super cheap prices. So for them, even selling at 98, or if this was to fall to 90, 92, 93, they're happy selling because they're still making a big return and they need to diversify their portfolios. So maybe some of those are selling some Luna to diversify into some other layer one plays or some of their other favorite projects. Some of that will be going into stable coins, some of that will be going into Bitcoin as well. So that is kind of what we're seeing here in the market. Nothing to worry about here on Luna. Still a solid, great project in a great upward trend. And over the last 90 days, it really has outperformed Bitcoin. So there you have it, guys. A quick emergency update on Luna and what is going on with the price action. If you appreciate these real-time updates and these blends between technicals and fundamentals, smash up the likes and subscribe. Don't forget, if you like my perspective, you can consider joining my course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member. Links in the description. You can also get yourself set up on NordVPN. If you haven't got yourself set up on a VPN, that is absolute crazy, guys. If you're trading crypto and you seriously aren't set up on a VPN, something is going wrong. It's an absolute no-brainer. It's like $2 or $3 a month for the next 2 years. Absolute no-brainer. Get yourself set up. Make sure you're staying safe. And I'll see you in the next one.